Hello everyone. Today I'm making a budget and a little bit of a financial picture. This is super simple. Anyone should be able to follow it. I'm going to start from a blank Excel sheet. It doesn't matter what year Excel you have. I think I have something like 2009 or something because I had a regular CD and I don't want to pay a monthly subscription. So I think I used my final right to do that. First off, I like to take some of the top lines, merge and center, and just put a title up here. So I'm going to put budget and financial picture. You can name it whatever you want. I'm also going to put a link and try to sell this on Etsy for like $1. But this video, you should be able to make it yourself. But if you don't want to go through the hassle, um, go ahead and purchase that, and I'm sure those will add up too. And be another little income for me. So that'd be cool. So we're going to start out with our income over here. So whatever you're going to be making, you can say income one, income two. So maybe put your name, put your spouse's name, or maybe income three if you have a side job or something. So let's just make up some numbers to go in here. If we have our yearly gross, and we say we make, person one makes $30,000, person two makes $30,000, and you've got a side job that you make another $15,000 a year. And then we can um, you can either put like your net take home pay if you know that, or you can put your effective tax rate if you know that, or you can guess it, or you can look it up online even. So actually, if I go to the internet and I say effective tax rate, um, and this is a total of $75,000. Um, so here's your net pay, about 57,970 dollars per year, or $4,831 per month. So your average tax rate is 22.7. And if you were to multiply that through that divided by 100, since it's a decimal, we can copy that through and equals this plus this plus this. Did I get my math right? I didn't get my math right. Oh, that's the amount that we're getting taxed and taken off. So, a little bit of rounding error there, 17.031. But so that's the amount you're getting taxed, is what they're saying. So your gross income yearly is that minus that, 57,971. So yearly net. And then you'll have your monthly net. It'll be that number divided by 12. So there you go. Your monthly net is $4,831.42. So I'm going to hit Control A here to select absolutely everything, and I'm going to format the cells into currency, just because I like that. I like to turn the numbers red if they're negative, um, and that should make stuff easier to see that everything's in dollars. So there's our budget part for our income. So um, that's where we're starting from. Next, we'll go with our expenses. So everyone's expenses are going to be different. But we'll put like our cost description, and then we'll be able to put like all of our different costs here. We'll put a monthly cost, or we can put a yearly cost and then a monthly cost. It doesn't really matter. We'll put yearly cost and then monthly cost. And that's all we should need to know. So um, it's good to start off with like food, water, shelter, your stuff that you really have to pay. Um, so food, um, monthly cost, we'll say like a family of four, because that's what I have. We say $1,000 a month now. It's one of our biggest expenses. Um, water and electricity usually isn't too much. Um, well, water isn't usually too much, but we'll put that in. Typically, our water and trash is about $95 a month. Um, Electricity, I'm going to put with that as well because that's become a necessity, especially like in Arizona, which is where I live, where it's super hot. Um, we average that out about $200 a month. If you're going to do a monthly budget, you can totally change this number every time, depending on whether it's a summer month or if your bills are higher in the winter because you're in a cold climate. You can do that. If you have like propane, which my house does not, you can put that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna check off some of these as I go. Shelter, whether you rent or own, if you have a mortgage, a majority of the United States, everyone has some kind of payment to make for housing. So housing is expensive nowadays. Say 1,200 a month. That's probably being nice. um, so there's our shelter. Um, and then we'll go into some insurances because that usually goes with everything you got. Maybe if you have a car payment, you can throw that in there. A lot of people rely on their cars. Maybe $400 a month if you got a loan. Maybe that's paid off and you're good to go. Um, so we'll put that in, and then we'll go into some insurances. Health insurance, car insurance. What else we got? Health insurance, car insurance, house or rental insurance, I should say. So these ones, some of them I do monthly and some of them I do yearly and then divide them out. Um, so house insurance, maybe like $600 a year, or maybe twice a year. Is that twice a year? We'll say $1,200 a year, and then divide that out. So equals that divided by 12 for our monthly payment. Car insurance, say 1,500 a year. Take that, divide by 12. Health insurance, I think that was like 300 or so a month. That could be more or less, depending on maybe 500 a month. We'll say. Let's see, insurances. Insurances. I'm just popping these off again. Some of you may have an HOA. Uh, throw in like your expected gas. Everyone drives a different amount, but usually after, reviewing your bills for a month, you'll figure out what you spend. So maybe like 200 bucks. Your car registration is due once a year. Um, so call that $500 a year. Sorry, I'll put it here. I like to budget everything out so that you really have like an average. If you don't like that and you want to do this every month, you can totally do your monthly costs, and then just make sure that you're keeping in mind that when you get to these months when the stuff's due, especially if all your stuff is due in the same month, that you have enough money saved up, or you're gonna get screwed. Um, so car registration, property tax if you're a homeowner is due every year. Greatly um, varies depending on where you live and that kind of stuff. But we'll call that 1,000 a year. I really want to look at the monthly cost. Yearly cost is just kind of a tool to help me get to that monthly cost. If you have dental, that can that's usually pretty cheap, maybe like $25 a month. Vision's one that's also there, kind of insurance. You guys can organize this however you want. If you have any kind of life insurances, um, term life is kind of the only way to go with that. If you have anything else, you're probably getting ripped off. But we'll throw in a life insurance just for the example as something maybe we want to get rid of. If we were paying $100 a month for life insurance. What else we got? Internet. Internet, if you pay for cable or something, that can be expensive, 120 bucks. And then we'll do a few more things, like if you do any kind of charity. Me and my wife like Compassion International. That's like $35 a month. If you tithe or give to your church, you can throw that stuff in here. Any kind of subscriptions you have, so like Netflix, stuff's expensive now. Like probably like 15 bucks. Hulu is like 10 bucks. A gym membership is like $10 to who knows, like $50. So we'll throw some of that in. And then at the end of this, you can put your total expenses. And then there's a great little function here. If you put equals sum, SUM, click on that, and then highlight all your little monthly budget stuff above it and hit enter. It'll put that in there. So there's your total expenses. You can put, I don't know what you want to call it, money left over, money left, we'll put that. So you can put equals and then select your monthly net pay and then subtract out your total expenses, and you still have $531 left. So if that works, great. If you still have a bunch of other stuff, you can insert extra lines for your budget. Say you have loans, student loans. You're paying like $600 a month. Then your number down here is negative, and you're having problems. Basically, you're having more money going out than you're having coming in. So at that point, that's where you need to go. Okay, maybe I need to go reflect and if I'm in a contract or something that I can get out of with my gym, I'm paying $50. Maybe I can just get out of that completely, or go to a different gym that's cheaper, and spend $10 a month on exercise. Maybe like download an app or something. Pay a $10 a month subscription. So I'm still negative 28. So maybe I go and cancel Netflix. Um, maybe I go and cancel Hulu and just do the internet and some YouTube, and cancel out my life insurance, cause or go and get term life insurance instead. So it's like, you know, $25 a month instead of $100 a month, and then you're saving $71 every month that you can start paying down your student loans a little more. So that's the basic budget, just doing the income and then the expenses. Um, what I like to do as well, um, the budget and financial picture. We can bold these and underline them. So, financial picture. Um, I think it's really good to know what your net worth is. So if you put a date, you can record these. I'm filming this for 30/20/23, and we'll have to format that as a date. So back to format cells, date. That works for me. Okay. Um, so you could put like your savings account if you have money. Oh, actually, I'm gonna make this first one net worth. So basically, I'm gonna use that sum feature, and I'm gonna take up all the whatever I put in here, um, and come up with the final number there. So, say I have a savings account. I just have like an emergency fund. I got, $1,000 saved up in the bank. Um, I mentioned I have a student loan. So that I still owe negative 50,000. So that's a red one. So if you come and look at your total, you do sum, and then you just do a bunch of cells after it. Your total net worth is negative $49,000. So I want to cut out any other expenses. I mentioned earlier food. You might want to break your food into regular groceries, and then break out going out to eat. That's a huge cost increase to go out to eat. Rather than paying $30 for a week's worth of food, you're paying $30 for one meal. um, so breaking that out's really good to start saving money. Um, Other little stuff like that. If you have a Roth 401k, or any kind of savings, you can put that in here. Maybe you got 5 grand from, your work automatically taking money out or something. Um, if you had a house with some equity in it, you could put your house, or if you have a home loan. So if you have a house that's paid off, you could put that as positive net worth. If you have a house that has equity on it, or a loan on it, you could put that as negative. So maybe your value house prices have gone insane. Maybe it's like $400,000 if you were to sell it, but your house loan is, $350,000 because you put a $50,000 down payment on it. So that will um, balance out. Oh, sorry, that should be a negative 350,000. You can see that will balance out to say that you have a net worth of 50,000. So that's one way to do that. Sorry, I'm just putting all that stuff back in and sticking that negative in there where it should be. Um, let's see, what else do people own? If your car, maybe you have a paid off car and it's worth, $15,000. Um, you could, if you have another debt, credit card debt or something, that's say like $30,000. Again, I gotta throw that negative in there. If it's a debt, it's negative. If it's something you own, it's positive. Um, and you are at negative $9,000, you could say, oh, maybe I need to like sell my car because, um, that's something that I can part with, and I really want to get out of this credit card debt because it's, you know, 23% or 30% or something crazy interest rate. Then you could go ahead, sell your car, buy yourself a, I don't know, maybe $5,000 car if you can find one. It'll be a little crappy. And then, how much was that worth before? So that gives me another $10,000. Oops, sorry. This is getting funky. So now I only have $20,000 in credit card debt. And see, it raised my net worth a little bit. So that's a good thing to really look at this. If your net worth is negative, you can't live like you got a bunch of money in the bank. Like even if you got a house and you have, all this other money sitting around, even if you have like, you know, $7,000 in the bank, you still owe money overall. So um, it really gives you an overall big picture to have that financial picture category and do that calculations and stuff. Some of the other stuff you might throw in there, um, like I said, savings, if you have checking, if you just have cash on hand that you keep around um, rather than using a bank, if you have any kind of, retirement savings, even stuff if you owe taxes, if you have medical debt that you have like a monthly payment, like all that stuff you can think about. Um, so that should give you a little bit of tool to start off your budget if you are completely new to and trying to look to change your financial situation. Like I said, I'm gonna create I've already created a nicer looking Excel sheet here. I'm not going to save that one. I will show you what I've got here. Budget and financial picture. So basically, it's got some little notes in it about the different sections. You can pair it with this video as well. You can do your monthly budget, your income. It'll give you a summary down at the bottom with your total income minus your total expenses. And then you can do your information down here on your net worth and big financial picture. So I'm going to throw that out there. Um, and if you're looking for more resources, if you're in real bad financial situation, my number one recommendation would be Dave Ramsey and the Ramsey Network. They have this whole system called the Baby Steps. They have their own digital app if you really want to do your budget on a digital app instead of just doing it on a spreadsheet, which I prefer the spreadsheet because I can get a bigger picture of what's really going on. Also, I really like the podcast Clark Howard. Um, he has a little bit more of a loose kind of outlook on financial stuff. Dave Ramsey's gone and made millions of dollars, and then he's lost it and not gone bankrupt, and now he's very anti-debt. Where Clark Howard has a little bit more advice on, which credit card's the best credit card if you're using it just as a payment system, but make sure you never carry a balance on it because the interest is insane. So those are my two biggest recommendations. There's lots of books out there. There's other stuff out there. So good luck, and I hope whatever your financial situation is, this helps you. And if you know anyone who needs this, feel free to recommend it to them. Just remember to do everything in love, and it'll work out. So thank you, and have a good day.